Hey there, what's up, everybody? Good to be back with you. We are playing against Tai'an today, so we're back in Shandong Province, another away match. We have 3 more matches, including this one before the end of the league season. 2 of them will be on the road and 1 will be at home, so we'll see what that home crowd looks like. That'll be in tomorrow's match. We'll see what's going on. Of course, we've clinched the league. We have a 206 goal differential, 129 points from 43 games played, which is a perfect record. And we're hoping to keep it that way. We'll see if this works or not. We'll see what happens in this match. At least we should be able to win this one handedly, but you never know. As you can see there, we do have Wang Tong back out there on the pitch, and so I'm not sure what to expect from him. There's Jubin with it over to Jonovic. Jonovic back to Torres. Torres in his first start really since his injury. Over to Yan Kun, back to Park Myung-song. Park Myung-song looks for Jubin and finds him there on that left side over to Para, who passes it back to Jonovic. Very interesting strategy. Jonovic has a shot that kind of floats up towards the goal and hits off the top bar. I've never seen that before in Football Manager. This is totally bizarre. This is not a replay, of course. This is live action. Here is Ravaglio going back to Park Myung-song. He moves it forward, penetrates a little bit, goes back, just about dispossessed, move forward again, over to Jubin for the goal. And Jubin has been absolutely on fire here the last couple of matches. And this is one of the reasons why I like to go slow in this game and show you every single match that we play, because that way you can get into some of these stories with some of these kids. Jubin is, of course, the 16-year-old who was on the under-19s when I came in, new gen, and he is an incredible player and has a lot of potential. And he looks like he's actually one of the best players on the squad right now. And I think he's the best player in that position right now. And we're going to keep hold of him for a while. There's Mr. Kwon Hyo-kyu, who we haven't seen for quite a while, over to Dicko Eng. And Dicko Eng takes a shot. I was a little bit reluctant to start Dicko Eng today, actually. I was kind of thinking about putting Mwanta or putting Delphi in his place. But we decided to go with him anyway. Here's Jubin with the free kick, and he just misses the second goal of the match. We're only 12 minutes in. It ends up going back to him, and he moves off of his man over to Yan Kun. Jubin on that unfamiliar right-hand side there, over to Park Myung-song, and that ends the highlight. Here's Rovaglia with the throw. Over to Jubin, who's on the left now. Back to Rovaglia. He moves it forward to Park Myung-song in an excellent attacking area, and that one hits off a defender for a corner. And Park Myung-song basically had lane there. He could have gone straight on in if he wanted to. Mr. Kwon now will take this as the corner. Kwon Hyo-kyu is probably not going to be with this club much longer. I'm planning on selling him this summer if anyone's going to buy him. Let me know if you want to buy him. Dicko Eng's shot is deflected over to Jonovic, and now it's back to Wang Tong. Interesting person to be playing back there. He should be playing not in a center back role. Park Myung-song now up to Para, over to Jonovic. Para looks like he doesn't want to take a shot. He's setting up Jonovic to take these shots, which is a little bit ill-advised because Jonovic is not exactly a great offensive force. Still 1-0 Yanbian FC as we're moving on to 20 minutes here. Park Myung-song moves it up forward himself, and he finds Dicko Eng. Here's Jakob Dicko Eng. Back to Park Myung-song, and he pushes that over to Jubin, who has another header on goal. And Jubin is really pushing to try to get another hat trick today. You can see that. I'm not sure how much longer we're going to go with Parda out there because I've been worried about him. He just hasn't been scoring lately. I thought for a second there that we were going to win that ball off of the defender, and instead we win in midfield over to Wang Tong. Wang Tong now playing where he should be playing. And he moves that back to Jonovic, over to Mr. Kwon, who tries a shot, hits it with the side of his foot, hits it over the top of everything. And that's why I've been reluctant to start Mr. Kwon, because that's kind of what he's been playing like lately. This is the reason why he likely will not be on this squad much longer. Goalkeeper Oh Yao knocks that one forward, and it's taken down by Rovaglia, but then is won back. Jubin, though, is able to run past everybody, wins it back forward, moves it to Park Myung-song. Park Myung-song, who's increasingly becoming more and more of a prominent player here, up to Mr. Kwon, over to Dicko Eng, who's got to be offside. Dicko Eng takes a shot by himself and scores the goal, and they're not calling that one back for offside. So that's 2-0 Yanbian FC. And as it says below, we'll make it 44 games without defeat. I've stopped counting. Mr. Kwon with the excellent pass over to Dicko Eng, who was not offside. You can see there from that replay, pretty clearly not. And he took the difficult angle and scored the easy goal. And we are going to see, look at this tight offsides. Well, I don't know. I think we did have somebody who was off there. I think that was probably, is that Pardo or Rovaglia who was technically off? I think we got away with one there. Fortunately, no VAR at this level. Here's Park Myung-song taking this one forward over to Dicko Eng. Dickoeng moves it up forward himself, and a little bit of graphical glitch, and is able to move past his man slightly over to Ravaglia for the header and the goal. Pietro with number 32 of the season, and he's trying to catch up with Para, and we are scoring all the goals here, aren't we? 3-0 Yanbian FC, and this one is starting to turn into laughter. And that was just an excellent pass, and Ravaglia just beat him out. There's not much more you can say about that. And that makes it 3-0, just like that. Here's Lee Chang-yi passing it forward over to Park Myung-sung again. Park Myung-sung takes it forward himself, penetrates slightly, and passes it back to Yen Kwon over to Torres. Torres over to Mr. Kwon. Kwon Hyokyu finds Jubin, actually just misses him, and it's headed back over to Oyao, the Taiwan goalkeeper, for the goal kick, which goes straight back to Torres. I don't really understand why the computer clubs keep doing this, but I've seen a lot of this. Jubin with another sort of glitched out shot from the middle of the air. He looked like he jumped up like Superman to kick that one. I'm not sure what's going on with the graphics here, but that was really kind of interesting. Jubin now here with the free kick. Kicks it forward, looking for Yen Kwon, finds him. It goes back to Dickoeng, over to Park Myung-sung, now over to Jubin, who hasn't even moved. And he takes a shot, and Oyao is just barely able to save that one. And boy, I tell you, we have a lot of boys who are feeling really confident right now. Except, of course, for Lee Chang-yi, who feels really complacent. And he shouldn't feel complacent for long, because he's not really our number one goaltender, nor is he going to be next season. We'll just have him in here for the garbage games. And now Taiwan has got the ball, and we need to get it back from them. And as soon as they knock it forward, we're going to get a foot on it. And it's Yen Kwon kicking it forward. Mr. Kwon takes it down, and that ends that highlight. They don't have a shot on goal. Only 508 people here at this match, and I'm guessing that the majority are probably our supporters. We've seen that in matches in the past where there's been 500 or so people, and 400 have come down from Yanbian to see the match. So that kind of tells you what the state of football in China is right now, in-game at least. Jonovic now takes it. Moves it slightly forward, back to Torres. We'll move it up slowly. Over to Park Myung-sung. This is that balanced mentality that we've talked about a little bit before. Over to Dickoeng now. Dickoeng looks to move forward, decides to go back to Park Myung-sung, and he tries to thread the needle, is not able to, and there's kind of a wayward pass that Zhou Mingyu gets onto over to Wang Bowen, and Lee Chang-yi makes an awful save of that one. It says that he does a great job. This looks just ridiculous. What kind of offensive movement is this? This is the other reason why we want to play every game, so you can see all the ridiculous stuff that happens in some of these. Lee Chang-yi does get in front of that shot. He could have saved that with both hands, honestly. There wasn't much of a shot. And where was our defense? I mean, what was that? And it is a goal for Taiwan, and that is Geng Xiaoshun, who has scored the header from the corner. And I would say that's a pretty deserved goal. I mean, this is ridiculous defending from us. The corner comes up, and he beats 4 men, I think most of whom were taller than him, and he scores his corner. Well, maybe we should take a look at this young man and see if we can figure out something about him. Maybe this is somebody we should hire as we move up in the stages. And this is the other reason why you show every match, because you never know exactly what's going to happen. We haven't seen any real poor performances from people, but I would say that that was a pretty poor performance from our back too. Here's Jonovic now taking it up on the left-hand side over to who? To Park Myung-sung. Park Myung-sung has all the space and time he needs. And that ends up going out for a corner, and that was a pretty poor attempt, I think, by Park Myung-sung, who was probably feeling pretty complacent at this point. Jonovic will take the corner, not exactly the best corner taker in the world, and that corner kind of is aimed towards the middle of nowhere, and that's a back pass that is really dangerous for Taiwan. And this time our defense is able to get back onto it, and I think we're going to be able to see our way out of this match, I hope. 3-1 is not really the margin of victory that we were looking for here, and Jubin's going to feel really hard done by, having missed one goal that came off the top crossbar and having had a number of other chances that wound up right at the goalkeeper. There's Jubin now, and over back to Jonovic, over to Torres. Torres, as Jubin looks to move forward, and he goes over to Park Myung-sung. A lot of guys are sort of standing there watching, which is something I'm a little bit concerned about. Over to Mr. Kwon now. He gets a pass forward over to Para, whose shot ends up hitting off the woodwork. There was a pass forward from Dickoeng that I think was intended for Jubin, and he looked like he was pretty surprised by that. This looks like a continual cohesion problem that we've seen in the past. All right, so that one hits off the end. Dickoeng then passes that forward, and Jubin looks like he is surprised to see you there, and anyway, we need to have a better we'd have a better response than that from him. And I don't know. We'll see if Taiwan are able to get themselves back into this match. We have given up more than one goal in a match recently, actually. We'll see. And there's Lee Chang-yi making the desperation save, and you could feel that one potentially coming. And Dick Wing finally gets his foot onto it. And that was a very, very dangerous part of this match. And I tell you, if they come back in this one, we are in trouble. Pan Chaoran is able to get ahead of everybody else over to Liang Xiaowen. And that was a really good shot on goal, honestly. And that's only their third shot on target in this match, but we only have 9. 3-1 still Yanbian FC, only a couple more minutes left. Jonovic passes over to Wang Tong, and Wang Tong is dispossessed, and I've got to blame Wang Tong for this poor performance. And they have the ball, and that one is knocked away for a corner. And it was on the corner that the Taiwan scored their first goal, so we'll see what happens this time. There's Ma Long to take it. They're going to look for Mr. Gung again, I think, and he's looking for Sun Shu there, one of those tall boys they have in the middle, and we're able to knock it out just barely. Wang Tianci now, and he kicks it forward. Pak Myung-sung tries to clear it and is unable to, and it's Wang Jiong there looking for Liang Xiaowen, cannot find him, and it ends up with Mr. Kwon, and that ends that highlight. Rovaglia here with a throw over to Jubin. So Rovaglia does get a goal. Jubin with an insane shot on goal from the middle of nowhere. That was wild. Jubin gets a goal today. Para had a couple chances, is not able to score anything. He's been in a goal drought here for the last little while. And Yanbian will wind up with a 3-1 victory. And I suppose it was a deserved victory, but I'm really worried about Para, and I'm starting to wonder what the future holds for this guy. He's got to start scoring goals again if he's going to feature in the first team, because we have some good players who'd love to take his place. Maybe I should start starting Monta a little bit more often. Let me know what you think. And that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.